Alright, this one might sound crazy at first. What if I told you some foreign buyers could actually be motivated to buy Canadian real estate right now, even if there's a penalty before the ban is lifted? And no, this isn't illegal advice. This is understanding incentives. Because markets don't move when rules exist, they move when people expect the rules to change. Canada introduced the Prohibition on the Purchase of Residential Property by Non-Canadians Act in 2023. The idea was simple: reduce demand, lower prices, improve affordability. But here's the problem: foreign buyers made up a very small percentage of total ownership. So prices didn't really drop because of the ban. Instead, construction slowed, financing became harder, and supply became tighter. Now, governments are openly discussing relaxing or modifying the ban around 2027. Now, here is the interesting part. Let's think like an investor, not emotionally, but mathematically. Imagine you believe Canada will allow foreign buyers again. Interest rates will normalize, population growth continues, supply shortage worsens. Then the biggest risk isn't the penalty. The biggest risk is missing the price jump when the floodgates open. Because when restrictions lift, demand doesn't come gradually, it comes instantly. And markets price future access before it happens. So, a sophisticated investor could look at it this way: pay a known penalty today versus compete in a bidding war tomorrow. If the expected appreciation is larger than the cost of restriction, the math still works. They're not buying the property, they're buying positioning before policy change. But why the government will likely remove or modify the prohibition? Here's the bigger story. Canada has a housing shortage, not a demand problem. Developers need capital to build. Domestic investors alone can't fund enough construction, and rental supply is critically low. So governments face a choice. Option A: keep the ban, meaning less capital, less building, higher rents. Option B: allow controlled foreign investment, more construction, more rental inventory, economic growth happens. That's why globally most countries don't fully ban buyers. They restrict speculation but encourage development capital. And Canada is slowly moving toward that model. So the real story isn't whether foreign buyers caused the housing crisis. The real story is policy is shifting from blocking demand to funding supply. And whenever markets known a door will open, investors will be lining up to get into it first. If you want breakdowns like this, Economic Without Politics, subscribe. Because in real estate, the biggest opportunities happen before the headlines confirm them.